Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's postgame press conference following the match between Coppin State University and North Carolina Central University, with your final score 70-52. Joining us are head coach Darren Mosley and student athletes Skylar Morris and Paris McBride. Coach, we'll start off with you for opening statement, followed by questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Definitely proud of the fight of my team. Went into halftime with them having a big run because my point guard don't know how to stay out of foul trouble. And so when we're a different team when she's not on the floor. And so they took advantage of it. They sped us up, and they just, got turnovers and got to the free throw line. So I think they shot almost 12 free throws in a row. And just looking at the whole game, this is a lot of free throws shot, 37 to our 29, but we only had 5 free throws at half. And so it was intention for us to get to the free throw line in the second half. And once she has 3 fouls to play with, and she can be on the floor, we was able to pick it up, the intensity on defense, and got back into a groove with our rotations, but also able to execute offensively. So proud of the win, proud for us to be able to pull it out, and we got to get ready for a tough game tomorrow against Howard.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we're going to open up questions for both student athletes and the head coach.
Coach, for starters, how does it feel? This is your first season with Coppin. You guys advanced to the semifinals, and you got that third win over NCCU, which coaches that we've talked to previously said that that's tough to win a team 3 times.
We've been preaching on that it's tough to beat a team 3 times, but we played them well both times during the regular season, and both times we got up early and we let them walk us down and make it a ball game. So today was kind of the opposite, where it was a close game throughout the duration, and we was able to pull it away, later in the game. But with it being first year, I thought we still brought in, some solid pieces to be able to compete in this league right away. I didn't think we were deep enough far as just being able to give these two a breather. So, a lot of recovery days, a lot of pool days to keep their legs fresh. And so that's another thing I'm extremely proud of, because we're not 10, 11, 12 deep like a lot of teams. And so, trying to be conscious of their bodies, minimal practices to an hour and a half or hour, 15 minutes, a lot of skill work and just keeping them fresh. But, they battled all year, and that's all I can ask for in year one.
Coach, y'all hold them to 28% shooting for the game. How about how huge that has been?
Well, we watch a lot of film, and we try to find weaknesses on our opposing team, and so it was a few that we knew we can sag off and help. We knew they wanted to go inside to the post, and so we had a few rover assignments where we want to key in. You just protect the paint, short closeouts on the guards, but if we rebound and hold them to one shot, we knew we had chances. So we did a good job sticking to the plan. We kind of got loose on drives where they got to the free throw line or just got to the basket, but coming out of halftime, we regrouped, and we were solid in that second half.
For the ladies, this team has struggled the past couple of weeks coming into this tournament. What will turn things around starting today? Obviously, it's going to go home, but I want to go in here with some momentum.
From jump, we've been fighting adversity, so just pushing through these last couple of weeks is nothing new for us. We've had one of the toughest seasons in this conference, so just staying the course, having trust in ourselves and believing in ourselves, and they pushed us the whole way.
I mean, we definitely want to win, and we're seen as the underdog, so we're here to just make a statement.
Coach, Steve Gage at HBCU Game Day, this is your first season coaching these young ladies. Just talk about, what they've brought to your team as they helped you advance here to the next round.
That's a great question, because I got a segue for that. This kid right here to my left, at the awards banquet, the other day, it kind of stung to see this kid not recognized. She's someone that has been through 4 knee surgeries, played in this conference, hadn't had a lot of success, dealing with programs and coaches. And, man, she runs through a wall for me every day. And we're not the same team without this kid. So she's definitely our MVP. She didn't get recognized by the league. But when you give out these individual awards, it's about what they mean to a team. We got picked at the bottom. We don't finish 4th without Paris McBride. we don't stay composed and together without Paris McBride. And so to see what she's done in this league, giving her body up each and every night, taking charges, probably playing, the most minutes in this conference, she's easily, should be a second team, all MEAC. And so I wanted to put that in the atmosphere. But then Kyla Morris, who kind of put this team on her back, offensively, defensively. I'm asking her to do a lot, needing to score, but also guard other team's best players, and they don't back down from the challenge. And so this kid, played minimal minutes at her last school, and she wanted a bigger role. She wanted an opportunity to play after college, and so she has to perform. And so we had opportunities to put the ball in her hand. She had a lot of minutes to play here, and so she stepped up to the challenge. She's had some big games for us this year. She got recognized as Newcomer of the Year and All-Conference, so that's well earned. But I wanted to definitely mention Paris that I thought she should have got recognized this year.
Coach, you guys led in second chance points. You guys had 11 points. What did you see in these young ladies in both your offense and defense that they executed correctly to allow you guys to snag those points?
Well, they came out in the box and one on Kai early, and I was just like, oh, they tried to throw something at us, but I thought we responded well. They tried to speed us up. They were jumping passes. We just had to calm them down in the huddle. But just, switching up some of our sets, putting them in more dribble drive handoffs because their bigs are kind of blitzing. But if you coming at you full steam off the handoff where you can get downhill, is either, they're gonna foul you on the hedge or you can get downhill right away. Our post, has to do a better job rolling, but because we came off those handoffs aggressive, the bigs were collapsing and that drop-off pass to the post, opened up for us. And we got to do a better job from the free throw line, but I thought we finished well around the rim tonight. And I actually wanted more second chance points. The goal was to get 16 or more tonight, and we got 11, but I'm proud of the rebounds we secured.
You guys have Howard next. I think that's on the bracket.
Yep.
Defending champs, regular season champs. What's it going to take to, get over that hurdle and be playing in the championship game on Saturday?
Playing together, staying together. We gotta deliver the first punch. I thought we played them very well at their place, jumped out 18-5. And Howard's a good team. They literally sub 5. And the second unit is the one that went on a run against us. And so we gotta withstand runs. We gotta believe, coming out the locker room, but I think we can compete with them. It's all about the team that shows up. And I see my group, when they show up and they locked in, they're a dangerous team. And so we're going to just get some rehab tonight, get some good dinner, watch some film, and get some rest. But we got to come out and shock the world tomorrow.
Coach, talk about the players tonight this afternoon.
Man, huge. She's been right there for a double-double consistently all year, kept getting 9 rebounds. And she's like, Coach, I'm trying to get my first double-double. So it was a game early in the year. The coach was like, she just need one more rebound. And so it was like 3 minutes left. We had the win, but I'm like, I want to get her. So I subbed her back in, and the ball came off her side. And the kid came in and got it right from her. And I was like, that was it. And so she came and said, Coach, I got my double-double tonight. And so she's athletic, man. She can, score the ball. She runs. She gives her body up for the team as well. So it's good to see her have success in game 1 to give her confidence going in tomorrow. And, she just plays hard each and every night.
Coach, I just want to know how nostalgic this is for you. I mean, how does it compare from your playing days in the MEAC? It's a lot different. The conference is a lot different than it was. But just how was this first experience for you, man, being back?
Man, it felt great. Honestly, the tough part was who the heck I'm a coach. When I first got the job, it was one returner. So as a coach, you want to, come in and have some pieces. You want to have, some depth. And I thought that was the toughest part, getting going. And, once you started to get a couple commitments, it was still just unknown on how good we would be because I got 14 new personalities coming in. I have minimal film to look at, minimal tendencies that I know. It was really just, rock, paper, scissors. We're going to see what we're going to get from this group. And so once, we got them in the fold and got into practice, you can kind of see, who was going to step up, who were going to be my dogs, who was going to be my leaders. And we had some hurdles this year, ups and downs, a lot of injuries. As you see, we have a short bench. I think we probably have 4 to 5 that was end up being out for the year. And so to finish 4th, I think we definitely exceeded expectations. But, you know, I'm a person that, you know, has been through this before, you know, even at my times at Lincoln. I'm used to being the underdog. And so when it's tournament time, you know, they bleed just like we bleed. So we prepare, you know, one game at a time, and we got to believe. And if we show up and we put our hard hats on, you know, the best team is going to win, and we want to be the best team each and every night.
The player, Erin Henry, talk about her.
She was huge tonight, you know, just vocally, you know, good defensive assignments, you know, being aggressive on her drives and making the extra play. You know, them two up top, Paris and Aaron, on that press brings a lot of pressure to be able to turn them over. But, you know, she was vocal. You know, I could hear it in the huddle, I can hear it in the locker room, and she just stayed composed tonight. So I thought she gave us huge minutes tonight.
Any further questions? Thank you, Coach. Thank you to the student athletes as well. This will conclude Coppin State's portion of our press conference.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Joe.
At this time, we will hear from North Carolina Central University, which fell to Coppin State University with a score of 52-70. We are joined by head coach Terrence Baxter and student athletes Anaya Finger and Morgan Callahan. Coach, we'll begin with an opening statement from you, and then we'll open the floor for questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Tough loss, definitely tough loss in the conference. You know, we want to get past that one. 4-5 is always going to be a tough matchup. They swept us during the year, but thought we played hard, thought we played well. The thorn in our side showed up, and it's been a thorn in our side all year. Crazy stat is, and I just told the team in the locker room, we are 17th in the country, all Division I's, at getting fouled. We are 358 from the free throw line of all Division I's. So 17th in the country at getting to the free throw line, but 358 at converting them. That's our year right there. That goes from us being 9 and whatever we are to 18-10, 19-10, 9 season if you make our free throws. We missed 16 tonight. It's been thorn in our side, rebounding and free throws, but if you sum up our season, you're going to sum it up at the free throw line. And we did a good job getting there, but we did not do a good job of converting. And that's why our season ended today.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now open the floor for questions for the student athletes and the head coach.
Coach, y'all got a little bit of trouble in that first half, early that first half, but then coming into halftime, y'all started making that run. What do you think triggered that run for?
I thought we was getting some calls that was kind of stopping our flow a little bit, and I think that's what slowed us up, and it was hard for us to get in another groove once that started happening. So I just think whether they fouls or not, it don't matter about that. It just, you couldn't get in the groove at those times, and they was able to get into the little groove at that time, and that's what gave them the little cushion that they needed. But second half, we just didn't make free throws and they made shots.
Coach, in the first quarter, obviously you got some slow start, scoring the 9 points. So you contribute that into like how the arena, like being in the arena for the first time for some of the young ladies, like their perception and kind of getting the flow of the game. Like obviously there were some things happening in the first quarter out of your control, but then the second quarter you guys kind of settled down and started making a run there. Do you go into consideration the arena and the whole setup? Does that play a role in it at all?
Depth perception definitely plays a role, and especially when you don't get a chance to practice in the gym. This morning, if you play on Thursday, you don't get a shoot-around time. You got to get there. You can't touch the ball till 11 o'clock, and the game starts at 12. And it's a whole different arena. Coppin has a little advantage in that because their arena is almost somewhat like that. So they have the open backdrop. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's what caused the game, but getting your eyes in a different gym where pretty much everybody in the conference gyms closed on them backsides. But when you got that open arena, it's a different shot. It's like shooting into the ocean. And if you don't get some reps of that and warm-ups, it's not enough time to get a true feel, in my opinion. I think it would help if they give all the teams some practice times in the gym before we start playing games.
That's the same question to Morgan and Naya. Do you guys feel like, I mean, Morgan, you've been here before, but still, like, you only come here once a year, like, their perception with the back of the goals in particular, and that space around it, does that play a role, you guys feel like, in the first quarter in particular?
Yes, I definitely think it plays a role, but like you said, like a lot of us that's on the team have been here before, so I feel like we kind of know the depth perception, but I do agree that we should get some time on the court before we just have to go play a game.
And next question, Coach, obviously, you talk about the free throw parity. I mean, you guys got to the line 37 times, 21, you made 21-37. Just talk about how important it was for you guys kind of getting inside. I know I heard Coppin State coach talk about his plan defensively, like he watched a lot of film. was kind of like keep you guys out of the paint, so to speak. But you guys kind of got in the free throw line. Can you talk about the game plan?
Oh yeah, we inside out all day. We got, to me, in my opinion, I'm still say it, even after the loss today, we got two best players, post players in the league. If they touch the ball, we usually are pretty successful. Everybody been packing the lane all year. We still find a way to get it done. But we could have played better on the wings. I think the wings, we got to get better in that area, and we signed some kids that can come in and play on the wings. But I think that's where they had the advantage on us a little bit. They got a little more depth on the wing play than we do. We got about 1 or 2 this year that can kind of make plays. They got about 3 or 4. And that makes a difference when you're playing down the game, when you swinging it. They can swing it side to side and get playmakers on both sides, where sometimes what we got in the floor is one.
Coach, you guys, I know you said that your free throws didn't hit the way you guys wanted them to, but you actually did outscore Coppin with your free throws. You guys beat them with 16 points in the second quarter and to their 15 points, and you guys got 10 of your 16 free throws. That was your highlight. And then going into the third quarter, things were a little bit more slower for you. You guys didn't get your first field shot until about 2 minutes remaining in that third quarter. What did you see happen? What was that shift that caused you guys to delay your first field goal shot?
I thought they came out in their little 2-2-1, I think it was, and we turned the ball over, I think, 3 times in a row, not getting in position. Just simple flubs on our team. We know what to do when the teams press us. We've been pressed all year. 2-2-1, we know what to do. 1-2-2, we know what to do. And it took us like 3 to 4 possessions to adjust. And that's been our problem all year. When somebody switches something up, we know what to do. We talk about what to do, but it always takes us a little time to get comfortable again. And that's been a struggle all year for us.
Coach, you all in the field with the passing lanes a lot, forcing those 27 turnovers. Talk about how y'all were successful with that.
We ranked 12th in the country, I think, at forcing turnovers. I think that's where we finished in the NCAA. But like you said, when you get a turnover, you got to convert. And that's when we'll turn it up. We'll get a turnover, and sometimes we turn it back over. And then we just got to have to be better in that department. When you get steals and turnovers and stuff, you got to convert them and make teams pay. And like I said, we're top 12 in the country at getting them, but we got to convert them. And we struggled in that area this year.
My question for everybody, end of the season now, at what point do you start to reflect, and what are some of the positives you take away? Just talk about your experience, especially the players.
I've had a great experience at Central. Not always the outcome, never really the outcome that I wanted to end my season on, but there's nowhere else. I say this all the time. There's nowhere else that I would want to be. So I'm super grateful for Central. Super grateful I played all my years here.
Me too.
I feel like coming in is taught me a lot, even off the court. It's bigger than basketball here. It helped me grow on and off the court, even with Morgan. It's tough. We've been together since I was 18, so it's but the reflector starts now for real. And yeah, I'm just happy.
And I've been reflecting. I ain't slept in 5 days because I knew this game was coming in. Just as a coach, you know you're prepared. You've done all the work, but you just can't sleep. So as this time comes, get some sleep tonight. But like I said, with these two right here, Morgan definitely being done. Morgan could have left me last year. She had $100,000 on the table probably, but she decided she wanted to stay. She didn't chase money. She chased basketball. And then Naya Finger might have 1 more year left. We're gonna see what happens with that, and we'll go from there. But if we're both done, then I'm proud of going out with these two right here. They stuck by my side, and we've dug it out the mud together. We've been here. This is going on my 5th year. 2nd year as the head coach, my 5th year. And like I said, when we started this thing, man, we got it out the mud. And I think the program is up and is looking good. It's an inviting place. People want to come. And we got it out the mud, and we cleaned it up. And hopefully we get to finish the job that we started.
Coach, given the opportunity under your leadership, how will we continue to see the program evolve?
Oh, we signed 5 kids already. Got 2 more coming in. We getting to what we getting to. This is just another step in what we trying to get to. This is my 2nd full year. So we're gonna keep building. Like I said, we signed 5 kids, and they signed with me knowing where I'm sitting. So for them to commit to me, they know what it is, and we're gonna continue the program till they tell us we can't continue it no more. But we Eagle Pride till we die.
And obviously you're losing pretty big piece to your program. Who do you see filling that Morgan Calhoun
gonna tell nobody. The whole team is gonna fill her role. You can't replace a person like Morgan that's been here as long as she's been here. The leadership she's done, you can only try to match it. You can only try to match it, and Morgan's left it in a perfect place for the next person that's gonna come in and lead us. I wouldn't have another person lead us like she's done. And like I said, this year she got challenged in her leadership because it was different for the first time. She had help and in the beginning didn't know how to accept the help, and she grew. Like this year she grew a lot, and I'm proud of her for that. And once again, I'm proud for her coming back and staying with this Eagle uniform on. And like I said, we're going out together.
And Marty, you've been with the program for a while. What was it like working with Coach Bassford?
Yeah, it's unexplainable. Of course, we had our fights, our arguments, but I've really enjoyed, being under Coach Bax. He's the one that got me to stay my junior year. I was ready to go home, and so, that's all I can say. I'm super grateful to have played for Coach Bax.
And then I have posed the same question to you, what was like under Coach Bass?
It's been great. We definitely had our times for sure, but it's like I said, it's definitely growth in it. Bringing me back too as well, like that meant a lot to me. He believed in me, so I'm standing down and he doing the same.
Call it tough love, baby, tough love, and it's for life. They know they can count on me one call away forever.
Any further questions? Thank you, Coach. Thank you to the student athletes as well. We appreciate your time, and this will conclude North Carolina Central's portion of the press conference. Thank you.